Are you struggling to get up in the morning? You're scrolling on your phone, you've got all good intentions to get up, do a workout, do some stretches, start your day in a positive way, but you just end up laying in bed, freezing cold, don't want to get up, scrolling on your phone, and then you can't find a workout you want to do and it doesn't happen. In this video, I've got you covered from start to finish. We're starting in bed with a nice little bit of breath work to get your mind, your head in the right place, some nice wake up stretches, and then we're going to finish with some standing Pilates. So you are up and out of bed, ready to go in about 15 minutes. So when you're ready, get yourself comfortable. Let's get ready to go. If you haven't met before, I'm Emma. I am a breathwork, meditation and Pilates instructor that happens to also be registered blind. So guide dog might join us, he might not. You might hear him pit-pattering around. But I am going to audio describe this for all my fellow blind, visually impaired people. But also, this is the perfect video to take a screen break, to put your phone to the side and just listen along. So you can stay laying down in bed. I am 25 weeks pregnant today, so I cannot lay flat on my back. So I'm going to be doing a seated or side laying option. But you can lay down on your back, you can be sitting up in bed, whatever feels comfortable for you. And just take a moment to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Maybe the deepest breath you've taken in this morning. And as you breathe out, let your body relax into the bed and just take a moment to let your eyes go maybe a little heavier. I know you wouldn't think, about closing them after you've just woken them up, but let's just have a moment to let the mind calm. Maybe you're already thinking about the day, but let's switch off from that. Let's just be a little bit more present. So we're going to take a nice inhale through the nose, and as you do that, count 4 counts in your head. Then we're going to hold our breath for 4 counts. And then see if you can slowly breathe out through the mouth for 8 counts. So we go again, we take this lovely inhale for 4. We hold for 4. And we breathe out through this invisible straw for 8 counts. Feeling your body melting, softening into the bed. Becoming a little bit more aware of your body. Just a couple more rounds, just tuning into how your body's maybe feeling this morning. Maybe you got some racing thoughts, and that's okay. Try to bring it back to the counts. Let's go one more round, breathing in. And hold. And breathing out for 8. And then just breathe nice and naturally. As you roll onto your back and take a nice big stretch, I'm going to come up onto my forearms because I can't lay flat. But if you're also pregnant, you can prop yourself up with some pillows. Otherwise, just stretch yourself out nice and long, maybe arms up by the sides of your ears, and just start to point and flex through the feet, through the wrist. Maybe give the ankles, the wrists a little circle. A couple of times one way and back the other. And maybe here's where you start to reopen the eyes again. Or maybe you want to keep them closed for a little longer and just feel the movement. Let's scrunch up the hands, scrunch up the toes, and then open them all out. Getting out any clicks. We scrunch up the hands, the toes, and then open them out. Good, and then take your legs to about the width of your shoulders. And we're just going to start to roll the legs in and out. So I want you to feel them kind of internally, externally rotating. You're trying to keep your hips still as you do this, and you're just starting to wake up into those hip sockets. Really good for lower back pain as well, just to wake everything up. Good, and then bend your knees so your feet are now shoulder distance apart, grounded into the bed. And you're just gonna windscreen wipe your legs, or windscreen wipe your legs from side to side. So both legs are gonna drop to the right, and then both legs to the left. So maybe there's one side you find that your legs will drop a little bit lower than the other side. So you might start to notice already, oh, this hip, you know, feels a bit tighter than the other one. But again, you might feel this little massage into the back of your pelvis. And you might want to stretch your arms out to the side into the letter T, at shoulder height, palms facing up to the ceiling, and just roll your head from side to side, opposite way to the legs as well if you want to. Good, and then when you're ready, sit yourself up against the headboard. Sit nice and tall and see if you can bring the soles of your feet together, or if that's not comfortable, maybe cross your legs. They don't have to be too close in towards you, but just holding onto your legs with the hands and just start to round your spine back towards that headboard, this nice scoop through the spine. And then you're going to extend, so you're going to hold onto the legs, really use them to help you lift the chest, lift the tail, or untuck the tailbone. Head slightly looking up, and then we round. So we're getting this kind of seated cat stretch where we're rounding, scooping in, and then trying to arch the opposite way. And just notice how your back is feeling this morning as you do that. And then you can kind of go round in a circle, like torso going all the way round to the side, pressing the torso forwards, back the other way, and then reverse. So it's just, again, we're just getting everything moving. And then maybe just rock from side to side, on and off of those sit bones. It's quite a nice fun one just to rock. Good. And then sitting nice and tall, maybe take a couple of little twists, nothing too much, especially if you're pregnant or you got back pain, but you know, a little couple of swivels, just letting your arms swing as you look over your shoulder, swivel side to side. Good, and then straighten your legs all the way out in front of you and reach over for your toes, and just see if you can do that, keeping your back a little flatter as you reach for your toes, and then slowly roll all the way up to a nice tall position. Lift your arms all the way up by the side of your ears, nice big stretch. See if you can flatten your back like a book towards your legs, stretching, feeding the hamstrings, and then as your arms touch your legs, you're gonna roll up through the spine, bone by bone. We do this one last time. And reaching all the way over. Good. And then when you're ready, shuffle yourself right to the end of the bed. This is where I'm gonna get a chair, because I'm going to sit on a chair, but you can shuffle yourself to the end of the bed and you can sit right on the edge of the bed. So shuffle yourself over and just have the feet or the legs dangling off the bed in a nice right angle. So you want your feet grounded into the floor, your ankles right underneath the knees here. And you want to start to sit nice and tall. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, reach down to your toes again and start to slowly straighten the legs so you're in this like half standing position, and take a roll all the way up to standing. I'm going to move the chair back because I'm worried that you're not going to see me on the screen. And roll yourself all the way up to standing. And then we're going to take a roll all the way down again. So we nod our chin to the chest and we're peeling bone by bone up and over those legs, reaching down to the toes. Now here, when you're ready, you're going to sit back towards your bed, but you're not going to fully sit back. So it's like you're about to sit back, you're in a squat, your hips are way, or your knees are way behind your toes, and then you're going to lift your chest, lift your arms, so you're in this squat, and then send energy to push yourself up to standing, and slightly squeeze your arms back behind you. And then let the arms relax. So we do that again. Nod the chin to the chest. Start to roll up and over the legs. Reaching down to your feet. Sit back as if you're going to sit back onto your bed, but you don't. You're just hovering. Lift your chest. Reach your arms forwards at about shoulder height. Energy as you push into the feet and you stand tall. Squeeze your arms back. Let's do this 2 more times. Rolling up and over. Drawing your belly button away from your clothing. Waking up that spine, sit back into that invisible chair or your bed and stand. We do this one last time. up and over, reaching for the toes. Sit yourself back, lift the chest, and push to stand tall. I'm gonna get rid, actually I might need to use it for a little bit of balance. So, you may want to hold onto your bed or onto something for a little bit of balance. What we're gonna do is see if we can wake up those balance muscles, those deep abdominal muscles, by standing nice and tall and seeing if we can lift one leg up so your thigh is parallel to the ceiling, and just see if you can find your balance here. And then when you're ready, you're gonna step, so your arms are gonna lift up by the side of your ears for that. And then you're gonna see if you can fold your body forwards, hinging forwards like we did seated, and point your hands down to the floor and stretch your leg long back behind you so it's hovered just above your bed. And then you lift your arms or your arm, if you're holding on to something, all the way up by the side of your ear to the ceiling. Lift that thigh back up, and then we go again. We're hinging forwards, the leg goes back with you, the leg reaches back nice and long, parallel to your bed. And then you come back up to standing, arm up by the side of your ear. Let's do the same on the other leg. So we lift the other leg all the way up. Shin is facing forwards, thigh is parallel to the ceiling. Arm reaches up to the ceiling. We're hinging the body forwards like a book. Closing, we're folding to reach our hands down towards our feet as we stretch our leg long back behind us, hovering it just over the bed, parallel. And then we roll all the way, or hinge all the way back up, lifting that leg back up to that right angle, arm reaches to the ceiling. So a little bit of balance work, reaching down, stretch the leg long back behind you, and then lift all the way back up. Let's do this one last time. Really having to wake up those balance muscles. Concentrate. And we lift. Nice and tall. Good. Place the foot to the floor. I'm going to move the chair now completely out of the way. And what we're going to do is the last little bit, just to bring some energy in the body so that you're ready to get up. So you might find your heart rate come up a little bit, but we're not doing anything too extreme. So we're going to stand nice and tall, the feet about fist distance apart. Actually, we're going to step to one side if you've got space. So hopefully you're doing this alongside your bed. So just step to one end where you've got space to step to your left side. And all we're going to do is step the foot out into this little lunge. Bend the knee that you've stepped out towards while the other leg stays straight, and just bring your hands up to a prayer position. Hands, palms together in front of the chest. And then step back in, arms go by your side. So we're stepping out to the side and back in. Step to the side and back in. So a little lunge, you're trying to get your knee in line with your toes, and it's like you're sitting back onto the end of your bed or the side of your bed, all the way over to the left. Hands come up. It's like a side squat almost, so you're hinging your hips back. One more time. Stepping all the way in, and then do the same to the other side. So again, you might need to shuffle over. We step and bring it back in. We're lunging to the side. One leg is long, one knee is bent, pushing our hips back. And as we stand, we bring our hands by our side. We squeeze our shoulder blades together. And we're just warming up through, or waking up through those inner legs. Getting the heart rate up a little bit. 2. 1, stepping all the way back to standing. Lift nice and tall. Take a big sweep of the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Nice big full body stretch. And then dive forwards, up and over the legs. Reach for your toes. And take that roll all the way up to standing. We'll do this one last time. So you're peeling bone by bone. The tailbone goes down towards your heels. You restack your spine all the way up. Arms lift up by the side of your ears. You fold all the way over. Try to keep your back flat for as long as possible. And when you can't anymore, dive forwards over the legs. Maybe pedal out the feet. And then take a roll all the way up to standing. Deep breath in. breathing out, and you are done. Hopefully you feel awake, your mind is a little less all over the place. You feel like you've had a nice stretch, but also a nice little bit of heart rate coming up. You feel warmer, and you're ready now for your breakfast. If you enjoyed it, please do give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And here he is. No, he's not coming over. I'll see you next week for another one. Take care. Bye.